Greetings, everyone. I'm Jonathan Bailey from the site Plagiarism Today, which can be found at plagiarismtoday.com. I've got to say, there's a bit of a plagiarism scandal erupting in Hungary right now. The president of the country, Paul Schmidt, has been accused and found to have plagiarized his graduate thesis, I believe it was. I don't have the notes right in front of me right now, and I have to close the browser to do the videos. Kind of a catch-22. But basically, the people behind this old college have found that it met the standards at the time, and they're not revoking his degree. They're not, doing anything there, and they're actually scolding the university for not doing better in educating a citation. However, there is still this huge push in the country to have him resign, have him step down, and basically their president, their leader, step down. And I've got to say, I find plagiarism scandals anywhere and everywhere to be endlessly fascinating. And the reason is because there's so many elements at play other than the alleged plagiarism. I mean, yeah, we do have an alleged plagiarism here, and it does seem like he did at least something I would consider to be ethically wrong. But there's also cultural issues, political ones. There's a million other things that work in these types of scandals. Go back to 2008 here in the United States. Look at the Obama, the McCain, and even the Joe Biden plagiarism scandals. You see all those factors at play in a very amazing and beautiful way. And these are one of the few things for me as a plagiarism and copyright guy that is true break out the popcorn moment, let's watch this unfold. But the culture element's particularly fascinating because there's this huge divide in plagiarism and how it's handled between Europe and the United States. And I think that divide it comes out largely in cases like these. It's very hard for me to imagine there being a serious push for President Obama, we'll say, to step down if he had been found to have plagiarized something way, way back in his college years. And part of it is just the way that the cultures of Europe, Germany, Hungary, especially in those countries, deal with plagiarism versus here in the United States. I mean, think about this for a moment. For most areas of academia, if there is a big international plagiarism conference to be found, international conference of any sort to be found, it's in the United States. There are multiple reasons for that. One is geography, flight paths, cheap travel, hotels, etc. But the other is because the United States secondary education system is still widely lauded and widely heralded around the world. Our primary and our public system may be something of a joke in most places, but our secondary system, our collegiate system is so widely regarded. That's why people come from all over the world to attend university here in the United States. But the International Plagiarism Conference is in Newcastle, England. It's a biannual event. It's going to be held again this year. I'm hoping to go, but it's a lot of time and a lot of money for a freelancer like myself, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. More on that later. But long story short, I really enjoyed going there 4 years ago for the third one, and I noticed that it was a very European audience. It seemed to be European academics that were taking the strongest interest in this. There were a lot of Americans there, but Europeans, like I said, were taking the strongest interest. Dr. Weber Wolf, who does the absolutely incredible plagiarism checker analyses every year, every year to 2 years. She's from a university in Berlin, whose name I cannot hope to pronounce right now. I apologize. It was the FHTW in Berlin. Don't ask me to pronounce it any further, please. My American tongue is not equipped for that. But she's from Germany. Most of the other truly strong academics in this area are in Europe somewhere. They think about these issues more, and it's more acceptable in Europe to openly talk about plagiarism and openly deal with it. And it's also viewed as much more of an ethical transgression in Europe. Here in the United States, plagiarism is just another one of the things you sling at other political candidates. It's one of those things that you just, he's a socialist, he's this, he's that. It's just another thing you say to supposedly sting people. But in Europe, it's a very serious ethical offense. It's like accusing someone of, taking bribes, or accusing someone of committing some kind of high crime. It's that type of, dear God, their career could end over this. So you'd better have good backup, which is another interesting difference, because here in the United States, people hurl the accusations just with, hey, that's unattributed copied text or unattributed copied works. That's plagiarism. Where in Europe they tend to wait more for some kind of actual formal analysis, whether it's from the university that granted it or from some other expert in the field. They wait for some kind of formal analysis because, once again, it is a very serious allegation. I'm not really saying which is better or worse. I mean, I personally agree more with the European system myself, but you know, it's just different cultures at work here, and both still view plagiarism as ethically wrong. So it's not like there's this huge divide where plagiarism's okay in the United States and plagiarism's wrong in Europe. It's just a matter of how it's approached and how serious the transgression is and how it's handled. But it's fascinating to watch. We're going to be seeing it in this Schmidt case in Hungary ongoing, but also other scandals too. I think it's one of the things that's going to be very fascinating is plagiarism detection technology is making it so easy to go through everyone's archive that a lot of politicians in Europe might be in for a you know, a bit of a falling out here. So just some thoughts there. Not much else to talk about right now, but hope you guys found that a little bit fascinating. Some thoughts there. Love to hear your comments, your feedbacks. If you're from Europe, you've got any thoughts you want to add on this, comments below on the YouTube page, Google Plus page, Facebook page, tweet me. Doesn't matter, anywhere that you're finding this video, leave the comments. Love to hear your thoughts. In the meantime, this is Jonathan Bailey signing off.